Ladies and gentlemen, we've officially hit $30,000 a month for inside my digital marketing agency. And for those of you that has been following my journey since the very beginning of when I started documenting my journey on YouTube, and when I was, a broke kid working inside his little small bedroom, which I still am, and hopefully that might change in the near future. But if you guys want to know more about that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the journey. So in this video, I want to share with you guys, number one, how I've been able to grow my agency to $30,000 a month, because I did not think this was possible, right? When I first started my agency, my true goal was to really just hopefully hit 10K per month, but really to be able to quit my 9 to 5, right? Just hopefully making $4,000 to $5,000 a month, maybe land 2 to 3 clients that would pay it off. But the compound effect came in, the snowball effect kept on rolling, and things got bigger, bigger, and bigger, and now we are at $30,000 a month. So, which is super crazy because I started with no experience, no knowledge on digital marketing whatsoever. And so in this video, I compiled a list of questions from agency owners to people who are looking to start an agency inside of my private Facebook group. And I gathered up your most common questions, and I'm gonna be answering them in this video. And if you have a question that I didn't answer in this video, then drop it in the comment section below, because I always reply to all of my questions and comments below. So if you guys have anything there, thought, concerns, questions, leave them below this video. I'll definitely either make a whole entire video on answering questions if there's enough, or I'll just reply to you in the comment section. All right, so question number one from my private Facebook group by Mon Skelton: are you using appointment setters? Now, when I first started my agency, I was manually sending out cold emails. I was manually, doing the outreach, sending messages to prospects on Facebook business page, inside of business directories and things like that. And I got some results out of it, right? People were replying to me. And so I knew that this works, right? If you reach out to enough business owners, you're gonna get people to reply, right? A lot of people might say no, but there's gonna be a few or a handful of them that are going to be interested. And so I thought to myself, what if I were to, how can I send it out in volume? If I can send, the more messages I can send out, the more replies I can get, and the more people who would be interested in my services I would also get, right? So that's where I started hiring virtual assistants. Now, to answer your question, as far as getting appointment setters, yes, I do use appointment setters, right? There are different types of appointment setters that I use. For example, number one, we have my cold emailing virtual assistant. She takes care of scraping all the emails, sending the emails, keeping track of the statistics of the emails, open rates, click-through rate, and all that good stuff. I have a virtual assistant for we had a virtual assistant for cold calling, even though I'm on pause with that right now because we've been getting so many new appointments through just personal branding through YouTube and things like that. But cold calling, she does appointment settings for me. Basically, calling, we give her a list and she does all the cold calling, books it on the calendar, and then have my sales guy, Dan, the marketing man, helps me out with some of the sales calls there. And my third virtual assistant, appointment setter, they help me out with just the outreach, right, on business directories. So what they'll do is they'll search up a business directory that gives a list of all the prospects that we are trying to target, and we'll send them our message. And the other method that we use is we actually do outreach on social media. So Facebook, Instagram, we slide through the DMs, we slide through the, the messages and things like that. So those are my appointment setters. In order for you to, I guess, fill your calendar, fill your pipeline with more appointments, is to send it out in volume, right? And if you're just starting out and maybe you're on a tight budget, then yeah, manually send it out yourself, or find some type of automating softwares to help you do that. But as soon as you start seeing results with your manual outreach or automation softwares, that's when you should maybe look to scale by having appointment setters, hire those virtual assistants to send things out in volume and help automate your business more so that you can focus on the growth of your business instead of working in your business and trying to find new clients. Question number 2 by Phil Ramos. Hopefully I pronounced it right. And his question is, how do you find the right white label, right? And I think this is a really common question. It's a super important question, so that's a great question, first of all, right? And finding a perfect white labeling company is so important because client retention is everything for your business, right? There's a lot of agency owners that brag about constantly signing on new clients, but they forget how important client retention is, right? You can sign on a whole bunch of clients, but if they drop off at the end of every single month, then you don't really have a consistent business, right? With my agency, I'm not constantly prospecting. To be honest with you, I don't have a ton of sales calls like most agency owners do. I don't have a ton of discovery calls. And the reason for that is because I've been growing my business nice and slow. We build it slowly. Every time we sign on a new client, we really dedicate to getting that client results and making sure that they are satisfied, they are happy, and ultimately getting results, right? Because I've been able to build my agency off of client retention. So that is why it is super important to, if you don't know how to do the fulfillment yourself, then you should find a white labeling company. Now, for those of you that are looking for a white labeling company that within the Google PPC for local businesses, luckily I do offer white labeling services. So if that's something you're interested in, then you can message me on Facebook, email me, or book a call with me in the description below, right? So how do you find a good white labeling company? Number 1, where are they hanging out at, right? So the first and foremost thing that you could find, how to find a perfect white labeling company, is just ask for referrals, right? Ask other agency owners within your niche, right? Really important, within your niche. Okay, what white labeling company that they are using, and then reach out to there. So the first thing I would do is just ask a similar agency owner doing the same exact thing as you and asking for a referral, right? And then seeing what type of results that they're getting. Obviously ask for experiences and the results that the white labeling company has provided to them, right? So number 1 is referrals. The second thing you can do is go inside of Facebook groups, right? Big Facebook groups. You can go inside my private Facebook group and just make a post, looking for a white labeling company that has gotten results for X niche, right? Whatever niche that you're in, look for a white labeling company within that specializes in that niche, okay? So that's really important. There's a lot of white labeling companies out there that specialize in Facebook ads, or specialize in Google ads, or specialize in SEO. Look guys, it's not hard to say that you specialize on Google, okay? Anybody can take a free Google certification. Anyone can take a free Facebook blueprint and be certified, okay? That's not important. The most important thing is, has that company, and this is where you interview them and you vet them, right? Is making sure that they've gotten results for your type of clients, right? That is the most important thing, is that they need to specialize in your industry, okay? So you don't want to work with someone that is a jack of all trades but a master of none, okay? Work with someone that is a master in your specific niche. Now so we got referrals and we got Facebook ads. The third place is to look on, freelancer websites such as Upwork.com. Oftentimes you will find great people and great virtual assistants, right? And they don't have to be some big company or anything like that. Maybe they just specialize in what they do, right? So just make a post on Upwork.com and simply, I guess the same thing as you creating a post for Facebook, but on Upwork, it's absolutely free to use. And then just interview these virtual assistants and making sure that they can get you results within your niche, right? I cannot stress that enough, within your niche. All right, so next question by Rick Bernal. And by the way, all these questions are inside my Facebook group. If you haven't joined it yet, it is in the description below. Absolutely free to join, and you can connect with other agency owners and myself. So Rick Bernal has a 3-part question here. Number 1, his first question is, which services are great to bundle up or package for local businesses, right? So obviously, I've always mentioned in my previous videos that it doesn't matter at the end of the day what services you offer, really. What matters the most to clients is at the end of the month, after they pay you for your management fees or whatever fees that you charge, and after they pay for the ad budget, whatever that is, are they profitable, right? So you need to, instead of thinking about where to start, right, what services or offer should I sell, and think about how can I get this end result, and then work backwards from there, right? So for example, with me, my true offer is getting clients for local businesses, right? Whatever client I'm working with, is our goal is to get you, or what we sell is we're gonna get you more phone calls from new business so that you can grow your own business, get more clients, whatever it is, right? And so how do we do that? Well, if they ask that, obviously, but how do we do that? Well, we use the #1 search engine in the world, which is Google. And then what we do differently from every other marketing company is that we implement high converting landing pages along with a unique call tracking system, right? So those, I guess you can say, are the services that we bundle up and we offer to our client, but that's not really our selling point, right? Our selling point is whatever their desires is, right? So #1, their desire is to get more clients. Their desire is to clean up their CRM or have a better CRM. Their goal is to get more phone calls. Their goal is to get more contact form fill outs. Whatever it is, you're selling that offer, and then you're using these services, right, I guess as more as like a feature, more as what complementing, and how you're gonna use that to get them their end goal. And then Rick's second question is, what expectations should be set when booking a client? So I'm not really sure, Rick, are you talking about when you book them as like on to your calendar for a sales call, or when you sign them up as a client, right? So some expectations when you do sign up a new client, right, is to make sure that they understand how, not really entirely how the system works, but really just the basic information that they need to know, right? So for example, if you are going to be generating them new leads, right, that they should be ready or have someone trained to pick up phones, right? These are the hours that the ads are gonna be running, so make sure someone's available so that you're not missing out on any leads. I can't tell you how many times where, we sign on a new client, we tell them, hey, these are the ad hours, and they still don't pick up the phone when leads calling, and at the end of the month, they're wondering why, hey, how come we're not profitable, right? So it's really important that you set expectations for your client as well, making sure that they understand that what you're doing and what they need to do on their end for this whole entire thing to work. And then as far as expectations for results, I mean, based on your past experience, you can kind of share those numbers with them, like, hey, we're gonna generate you, 15 to 30 new clients, whatever it is. Give them a ballpark, right? It doesn't have to be exact because you really can't tell, but generally anywhere 10 to 30, whatever it is that you offer, kind of give them a ballpark of what they can expect, because a lot of new prospects are going to ask you for, hey, what can I expect out of results, right? So just give them a ballpark, and you can tell them, hey, we don't know exactly until we start providing the service to you. And like I said, you can always share past experiences with your previous clients if you have any. And then Rick's third question is, what tips can we implement to retain a client longer, right? And the first thing you can do to retain a client much longer is to just provide great results, right? Live up, give them, exceed their expectations, right? So just really getting good results, staying in communication with your client, keeping up to date, keeping them in the loop with some of the things. And then one of the things that has really helped me, guys, is basically just having a really timely response. Like, in my company, we're super good at responding quick. Whenever someone has a question, emails through, they literally get an instant reply. It's crazy, right? So they love that on our end. And I think customer service, I got that from Amazon. Just having a top-notch class in customer service is going to help you stand out from every other marketing company. All right, so aside from just getting them awesome results and under promising and over delivering, just having great communication and support, I think that has really helped me with my client retention. And the last question for today is by Anto Homan Jr. What systems or processes can you suggest for a beginner marketing agency to constantly get a stream of booking calls on a weekly basis? When first outreaching is via, okay, so it's a two-part question. I'm gonna answer your first question first here. what systems or process can you suggest for a beginner marketing agency, right? So depending on what your budget is, it may require you to do manual outreach, right? It's having to manually send out cold emails, manually do cold calls, and which takes a little bit more time, honestly. And I did some of that in the beginning because I was pretty tight on financials, but as I saw some results, I wanted to get more replies, like I said, so I started automating things more, right? Looking for automation softwares, looking for virtual assistants to help out, which are really cheap, by the way. Virtual assistants, you can find them for about $3 an hour, right? And they do really good work. So as far as systems to get you more appointments, really just find out where your clients are hanging out at, right? So they might be in Facebook groups, they might be on you know, in Reddit groups, they might be on LinkedIn, right? They're definitely, you can cold email them, you can cold call them, right? So really just figure out where your prospects are figuring out, because there's no best way, honestly. There's no best way. It's just how you execute it, right? So how you execute things is more important than, you know, which one to choose, right? So really how to execute it, and really just go out there, do different methods on doing the outreach, and then figure out what works best for you and double down on that. That's probably my best advice to you. And then once you double down on that, you then can now automate it by hiring virtual assistants, using automation softwares to help you scale even more. And the second part question is, when first outreaching, is using the VSL system a good way to go? Thinking of making one, so if they do decide to have a meeting after watching it, they are half sold on the idea of working together. Good or bad idea? So the VCL system is, to me, it helps you more than it hurts you, right? It doesn't hurt you at all, actually. It helps you. So by having your prospects go through your VCL system, watching through your presentation, your training and things like that, it's gonna prime them, it's gonna warm them up to help you close that on a sales call, because they already know what you're doing, they already know about you, your services, your case studies, your testimonials, and all that good stuff. So you know, it helps you increase your closing rate. Now I will tell you that not every single client is gonna watch through your VCL presentation, right? They're not gonna go through your VCL system. So from there, that's probably the downside if you do create a VCL system, that it's not guaranteed that everyone's gonna go through it, right? But it does help have it in place, and you know, it's gonna help you increase your closing rate regardless, either way, just by having it there. So there you guys have it. Those are the, you know, the Q&As for today. And if you don't get your questions answered, leave it in the comment section below, or ask it in my private Facebook group. I have a ton of free resources there, so if you're not a part of that already, you can join it in the description. And hopefully this video has been helpful to you. Thank you for, you know, being on this journey with me, seeing me from starting from scratch to now $30,000 a month, which is just mind-blowing to me. So thank you again. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a thumbs up if you thought this video was helpful whatsoever, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.